dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew? Man, I already told you be trying to steal my shine. Bro. You said blink once, blink twice.
Come on, man.
Benny. It's your boy DJ New Kid, your girl.
Sierra Nicole.
We're back on the channel with another
Kid and C original.
Welcome back to the channel, man. We got secrets the food industry doesn't want you to know. Oh.
All right. You're so annoying.
With that being said, man, I was just ready to get into this, man, because y'all know food could be, it's a big hit or miss, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been lied to for a lot of years when it comes down to our produce, our food, what we consume, and they keep lying to us, y'all. And when we gonna turn this, take out the red nose and stop being a clown to these industries, bro? You still a little bit too.
What are these squirts going on?
Food.
Well, some things, but it's like
we all still clowns.
I ain't no clown. I don't do that.
Hold on. Yeah, you still there too. With that being said, man, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go, man. If you want to first support, you gotta do it. Check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you lock it in with a thumbs up. We highly appreciate those, man. But let's get into the secret food industry. Secrets the food industry doesn't want you to know. Get you, bro.
I was about to help you.
From marketing tricks to shady practices,
Hold on. Down it back. Last video.
From marketing tricks to shady practices, the food industry has a lot of secrets, but they just want you to think about their yummy products, nothing else. Well, it's important to know about the things you eat. Whether you love eating meat or choose not to isn't really the question. Here are some crucial facts you should know about the food you eat. Number 10. A lot of antibiotics go into meat. Did you know that 80% of the antibiotics produced in the world are fed to animals? Most of them don't actually go to human beings. That's what a study in 2011 revealed. Now, you might think that's not all that bad. It probably makes your meat safe and healthy, right? Well, unfortunately, that's not the full story. The actual reason is that antibiotics help generate rapid growth artificially, which makes sure that the livestock is as big as they can be. Unfortunately, this can have harmful consequences for the world. That's because the overuse of antibiotics is really dangerous. It can help the rise of superbacterias, which are resistant to antibiotics, and that's not good for anyone, cattle or people. Number 9. Food companies are hiding sugar. Nowadays, it's pretty much common knowledge that you should avoid sugar as much as possible. It's bad for your teeth, it contains no essential nutrients, it can help you develop diabetes, and all sorts of other problems. If you want to live a healthy life, you know it's all about consuming it in moderation. To put it in perspective, we actually eat in just 8 days the same amount of sugar people from the 1700s ate over an entire year. Surely that's not a good thing. Well, food companies don't want you to stop buying their products because they have too much sugar. So they devised a sneaky little solution. Some companies hide the true amount of sugar inside of a product by mixing up different ingredients. How so? Well, here are some of the labeled names you'll see used instead of sugar. High fructose corn syrup, cane crystals, dextrose, evaporated cane juice, agave nectar, or fruit juice concentrate. All of these are basically sugar, just with different names. This way, companies make sure that sugar doesn't appear at the top of the ingredients list on the back of the box.
Cause that means, like, to be real.
This way, companies make sure that sugar doesn't appear at the top of the
it won't go
ingredients list on the back of the box.
This part, it won't be followed. I don't even put sugar. Sometimes though, don't they?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes you can but those sugars won't add into the actual.
Yeah, but it does though.
Cause that knows, cause somebody did like somebody somebody had posted a TikTok they had found. It was like a secret to KoolAid for your kids, and it contains no sugar.
Yeah.
You know what they went?
What?
When they got the Minute Maid lemonade, there's no sugar added. Put a KoolAid pack into the drink.
Yeah.
And stirred it around. Said it contains no sugar.
And then you know something, and you really have to read labels because sometimes.
No, you know what I'm talking about, the zero. Like it says 0% sugar.
No sugar added. Zero. Yeah. But I'm about to say you really do have to be careful because sometimes the no sugar or no sugar added or the whatever have more sugar than the regular.
Yeah.
It's just we add a little extra up in here, but it
we didn't
sometimes
add
it has
sugar,
more sugar, but
we added other things that won't fall under
like,
the sugar category. So
and sometimes it has more. It's all about marketing.
Because she was like, because they were like, now we got KoolAid without sugar. I said, no, that's...
you still...
I'm like, no, shorty, you still, that's not... And they had a bunch of it. Like, a bunch of different flavors. I'm like, you really
have to read labels
about, thank you, TikTok.
How to
I'm
read
like,
labels.
TikTok ain't... Y'all really taking TikTok out of hand because TikTok ain't helping y'all, bro. It's really hurting a lot of y'all.
Yeah.
But that corn did look good. Like I did.
That corn did look good.
So most people don't actually realize how much actual sugar they're actually consuming. Next time you're in the supermarket, try checking the ingredients list and see how many of these you can spot in the wild. Number 8. Monsanto's secrets. Of all the food corporations out there, Monsanto sometimes feels like they're gunning for the title of the worst. The list of things they probably wish to keep hidden is pretty extensive. Monsanto was one of the first companies to genetically modify a plant cell in 1983. It started producing genetically modified crops that were resistant to their own herbicide, called Roundup. These seeds were marketed as a safer and healthier alternative to other competitors. With that, Monsanto took over the market. Most farmers now use Monsanto's products. The seeds that they sell, however, contain a Monsanto-owned patent in their genes. So only Monsanto can say who gets to plant their seeds or who doesn't. Not all farmers went with these new crops, however. Some decided to stay with their old seeds. There's one problem though. Monsanto has actually sued many farmers, accusing them of having used their GMO seeds without permission. In virtually all the cases, however, those farmers didn't use the seeds willingly. Unwanted seeds actually flew into their crops from neighbors' farms who used Monsanto's seeds. Worst of all, these seeds would actually destroy the organic farmer's crop. So, many farmers had their crops destroyed and then were driven to bankruptcy by having to defend themselves in court. That's not all. Another little secret Monsanto wants to keep hidden? They aren't a big fan of bees. Because these genetically modified crops have been created to self-pollinate, they don't need bees to do that for them. In fact, many speculate that bees are actually getting in the company's way because they're a way to break their monopoly by naturally creating foods outside of the company's patent. However, when bees try to pollinate a GM flower or plant, it gets poisoned and dies. Mostly because of Monsanto's pesticide Roundup, which is used in conjunction with their GM crops. Monsanto, of course, denies all this, but with their track record, can you really believe them? Number 7. Your shrimps are dirty in a lot of ways. Did you know that most of the shrimps sold worldwide are imported from countries like Thailand and Indonesia? They're grown in a type of farm, which are actually crowded and filthy pools, full of antibiotics, disinfectants, and pesticides. Most pesticides used, in fact, are actually banned in places like the US. These pools are so dense and dirty that many shrimps actually die in it. Not only that, many prawn farms slice open and cut off the eyes of female shrimps to make them breed faster, as it causes them to develop mature ovaries. This practice, called eye stalk ablation, happens in almost all prawn hatcheries around the world. It has been reported that the eye stalks fully regenerate after a few months. But scientists agree that they do show traumatized reactions when this treatment is performed. That's not all the problems with shrimp farms, however. This type of farmed shrimp also causes harm to the environment. Plus, many of these productions actually use slave labor. Next time you're feeling hungry for some shrimp, maybe first check where it comes from. Number 6. Many cheese products aren't cheese. Who doesn't love cheese? It's delicious and it goes on pretty much everything. But if you look closely, the cheese you're eating might not actually be cheese. It's all on the label. If a product is labeled as a cheese product, that's because it isn't real cheese. Large-scale dairy producers actually replace milk with processed milk concentrate or whey protein concentrate in many of their products. Why? To save money, of course. However, as a result, you can't actually call the end product cheese, hence the term cheese product. Some examples of cheese products include processed sliced cheese, cheese sticks, and some shredded cheese brands. That doesn't happen just with cheese though. While many products claim to be one thing on the front of their boxes, that's often just a marketing name. The legal name usually appears in smaller print, somewhere else on the box. If you want to always be sure of what you're eating, always read the back of the box. Number 5. Pregnant pig.
We after watching that video, one of the videos like this, we kind of started changing the way, like we completely changed the way we buy cheese, like for real. Like we very seldom, only cheese that like shredded cheese we buy is what is it?
I need to check it before you say the name. I need to actually check it
What
to
is
make
it,
sure.
We do need to check it, but what is it?
Talking about the one.
Tillamook.
Yeah, I need to. Matter of fact, when we get done with this video, I need to go check. I don't be eating it though, but I need to go check.
We
used to. Well,
but
yeah, we used to.
At one point, we were trying to like actually go to your actual deli, actually get cheese. We actually check cheese, like because sometimes the good stuff you get, you actually have to spend the most money. Like even the Parmesan cheese we get.
Yeah, I need to check all that because that may be something too, just for you to spend more money.
Well, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
You're right.
Yeah.
Cause at one point we tried to shred our own cheese. It's just a lot. Like
just gotta be more mindful and
the problem with America is because the way everything is set up, so the way society is set up, we don't have time to really do our own. That's the reason why everything is fast, everything is everything is already self-prepared. Even if you're cooking, you have to go get processed cheese instead of going to get actual real cheese. You know what I'm saying? Cheese product, because you don't have time to be sitting there trying to shred your cheese, trying to make your own pasta noodles. Like it's a lot of stuff like we don't have time because we, you know what I'm saying, work. Like
that's sad, but yeah.
Right.
Are confined to tiny crates. Pregnant pigs don't get preferential treatment, unfortunately. Millions and millions of pregnant pigs are actually kept in very small cages, usually called gestation crates. These crates are so small that the pigs can't even turn around. They also have slated concrete floors. Why is that, you ask? So that all the waste that the pigs eject just slides down the pits that are underneath them. They spend 4 months inside these crates, their full pregnancy. At the end of it, these pigs usually suffer from ulcers, abscesses, and sores. It's such harsh living conditions that many countries have actually banned this practice, like the UK and Sweden. Number 4, they're selling you fake fiber. Nowadays, many doctors and experts extol the virtues of including fiber in your diet. They say it's great for your digestive system and overall health. But really, food companies just saw an opportunity to make people buy more products by jumping on the fiber bandwagon. Some basically skip the whole actually putting fiber in their products thing. In many cases, the products that are labeled as high in fiber are actually misleading you. Those products are filled with fake fiber synthetic products. You can technically and more importantly, legally call them fiber, but they are far from the fiber that will make you healthier. Quite the contrary, this fake fiber can cause bloating, gas, and general gastrointestinal distress. Once again, it's always important to watch out for shoddy marketing while in the supermarket. Number 3, cows are now fed corn. And that's not a good thing. It's entirely unnatural for cows to eat corn. They have evolved over thousands of years on a diet that consisted of eating grass. The process of digesting corn is unnatural to them. If not done correctly, it can kill the animal, especially if they aren't being fed a lot of antibiotics along with the corn. That's not all of it though. There's a whole E. coli problem associated with this. For those who don't remember, E. coli is a bacteria that can, in some cases, be deadly. Well, cows actually produce a lot more of E. coli in their gut when they're fed corn. This poses a huge risk in terms of contamination of the meat we eat. How do they handle this problem, you ask? To combat this, they often treat beef with ammonia to try and kill the bacteria. Yes, the same ammonia that can be found in floor cleaners. It might be in your ground beef. It can also comprise of up to 15% of fast food burgers, and it's all completely legal. On top of all of this, there's still something to be said for the treatment of cows, who don't live a very great life before going to the slaughterhouse. They live in stressful conditions, producing way more milk than they naturally would in the wild, and some veals are even saddled with heavy chains for their entire lives. Overall, it seems that cows have a pretty rough life. Number 2.
And
So sad.
I ain't gonna count. I'm not a fan of corn either. Even though we said something spoke about the corn earlier.
Yeah,
we don't eat corn.
Yeah, I don't eat corn, but
Like,
it looked good how they made it. But you know the recipe. But
corn is,
yeah.
Because my thing is, corn doesn't break down. Like how you.
But,
I know this
but
nasty,
to be
but have you ever looked at like after you?
Yeah.
You still
all
see the
time.
whole kernel of corn.
Yeah,
and I even like as a kid, I used to wonder. I was like, why didn't it even break down? Everything got break down. The corn still just solid there. Like
and then just imagine if to be feeding it to an animal that does not supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? That is so like that's messed up.
I want to like at the farmers market how they.
What you mean?
Like, every time we go to the farmer's market, it's be dudes there.
And you also have to kind of, I guess, like, do a little research or know who you buy stuff from. Because just like mentioned, they have, because I watch a lot of documentaries where they will actually go to the farmers and have them basically kind of like convert over to their way of doing things. They try to like pay them off and do all this stuff. But you have ones like, no, I'm not doing that. We don't always know like if these people, but it is best to go to the farmer's market.
I was just saying, dude, because it only be him, and I was like, I wonder how he does his meat. You know what I'm saying?
Male chicks are ground up alive. Companies in the egg industry don't have a use for male chicks. After all, they can't lay eggs. They aren't used for reproduction. Plus, they can't be bred for meat, for example, because egg-laying chickens are different from the type used for meat. That's why, as soon as they hatch, male chicks are sent directly into the grinder. Another shameful little secret from the poultry industry is that the label free range doesn't really mean much when applied to chickens. When we talk about free range, most people might picture happy chickens roaming around beautiful green pastures, living freely. That's only really accurate for organic chickens, but they only equate to around 3% of all produced. In reality, so-called free-range chickens are still raised in giant overcrowded sheds. Free-range chickens get access to the outdoors, but since there are no limits on flock size, many are still so cramped together they can't even spread their wings. They also live in filthy conditions, with manure-laden flooring that's only cleaned every 2 to 4 years. Number 1, chickens have really changed. We've actually been shaping the way chickens grow and look like for quite some time. This is so companies can make as much meat, and hence profit, as possible. Intensive breeding turned these animals into what we could call super breeds, made to grow faster and produce more meat. We selectively bred them to accentuate preferable traits. For example, most people like white meat, so chicken breasts increased significantly over the years. The breasts of a modern meat chicken, also called a broiler chicken, is 80% larger than of chickens from 60 years ago. Wild chickens of old actually looked more like pheasants than the massive ones we have today. Take a chicken from 1925, for example. It usually weighed around 1.2 kilos before it was slaughtered at the age of 112 days old. Nowadays, they weigh around 2.6 kilos and are slaughtered after only 47 days. That's because we control all aspects of their lives. They live a strictly regimented life in controlled and confined environments. Chickens are usually raised in close quarters so that they don't waste energy. That makes them grow faster and get bigger in a shorter period of time. But those conditions are also very stressful. That's the reason most farmers elect to clip or burn the beaks from their chickens. This is done to prevent the chickens from pecking each other to death. All of this can show a side to farming that might not be pretty to look at, but is important to know. No matter if your next lunch will be a good chicken sandwich or a tasty salad. Did something on this list?
Oh, that's just... Whoo. That's like, wow. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing, man. I don't know. I wasn't expecting that video.
Not amazing that it's happening.
Yeah. But it's just amazing, like, the information you receive from the video. That's crazy. That's wild, man. Hey, If you learned anything, man, let us know in the comment section down below. I know I did, man. I didn't know that about the male chicks, though.
Yeah.
That's
a lot
sad.
Of,
Because I was like, maybe you can use them and raise them for meat. Like, but they was like, we ain't finna waste no time. But how, or breeding. The more, if you have more male chicks, you can be, y'all won't have to be worried about force feed. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. With that being said, man, I don't know how, do they even have to breed to lay eggs and hatch? Well, I would think. I don't know. Oh, with that being said, y'all spend us up in the comments, man. Let us know y'all thoughts and opinions. This was a wild one, man. But as always, y'all know how it go. I go by the name DJ. We get this in.
Here the host.
We are. We are.
Go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar, 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 dollar.